I can go on. I'm Helena. I'm German, but I'm living in Switzerland, so I'm calling in from the Lake of Constance. I met Annemarie, and Annemarie and I and other people met the whales in the Atlantic Ocean. So sometimes I really miss them, and now I feel their presence and like an invitation to remember to really open my heart much wider. That was my experience than I could have imagined. And I feel a sense of protection you share in this group. So I try to open my heart and be happy to be with you, first of all.
So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Kala, and at the moment I'm outside of Amsterdam in this beautiful green place called the Unbound. I get to meet Annelies in about an hour and a half when we finish. It's special to be able to join you because usually I'm in San Francisco and it's 2 or 3 in the morning when you meet. But Hasena, in August, I'm going to be in Cape Town.
Oh.
And I have no idea where that is compared to you. But we have a conference and I really want to tour and to see and to go to the White Lion Reserve and things like that.
Okay. As soon as you've got my number, and we'll definitely connect on that. Just reach out to me when you're ready.
Okay.
And
All right, we'll create a conversation. I'm really
definitely
excited. Yes, I didn't
is
realize.
exciting.
Yeah, I didn't realize you're in South Africa. That's exciting. And it's awesome being in the Netherlands. My heart, when I think about it, is weighing very heavily with what's happening in the Middle East. And I'm grateful being here with the ICJ and all of that. So it's like a background chaos that's there, but it's amazing. And I was looking at Helena and you talking about the whales, and it's like your heart. And then I'm thinking, so I'll briefly say I study astronomy, and so universes and things like that. And then thinking of these tiny beings that we are and how amazing it is that we can open our hearts and that we are like a drop of the whole universe. And so I was just sensing that amazing juxtaposition of our tininess and the vastness of our consciousness, the participation in the universe we are. So that was a beautiful thought, very striking one. Thank you.
This is Rosa checking in from Brittany, France. Today for me is openness, and hearing from you all that just confirms it. So I'm really happy to be back after a week not being here last week. And yeah, openness and just connecting and grounding with you all. And as Kala says, do something wider than us as well. So thank you.
Thank you. And yes, I just want to say, Kala, definitely connect with me, and let's see. I will also be going to Cape Town at some stage. It's about 1,000 kilometers away, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe it will be in the same time frame. Who knows? Isn't this wonderful how we get to travel to different places and meet each other? And right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 countries, 4 different countries here, if we take where we all are at the moment. Um, so what I'd like to bring to the table, and Helena, just so you know, that the Bridging Continents, this weekly call, it's about whatever emerges, and we just have such wonderful conversations. Um, and I like to bring to the table World Unity Week because it is next, it's actually next, well, it starts this Saturday. So I am going to just post in the chat. There's a graphic that John Raymer, he's one of the organizers, that he's um, posted a file. Just let me see. And it's all about the schedule. It's just a little graphic. So, okay, there we go.
Very easy to join. What is it?
One,
Oneworld.earth.
okay, yes, that's a very good point. And then we also, apart from these sessions, we have plenaries. I'll explain all this in a minute. Plenaries, morning, AM to 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Yeah. So,
I feel like we should toast with all of our drinks. Everyone's drinking coffee or tea. Like
right?
a toast to one world.
Okay, one world.
One world.
One
That's a
world.
beautiful idea.
Right?
Indeed. Yeah.
I don't know what the weather's like everywhere else, but here in the southern hemisphere, we're in winter and it is quite cold. It may just be single digits, and the house is just as cold. I don't have a heater in here, so it's good to have the coffee. um, all right, so um the we have what you call in World Unity Week, we have plenaries, which are these gatherings of everyone, and they're based on different themes. Each day is a different theme, and so there are morning plenaries. It all functions on Eastern Daylight Time, which is 6 hours behind CET. So the morning plenaries are 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. EDT, which means it's 5 o'clock our time. Evening is 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., means that it's our middle of the night. So it's to accommodate all the different time zones, and the plenaries are all different. So the Hague Center, which is, Anna Marie is co-founder of the Hague Center. Well, you would know this, Helena. And so the Hague Center's organizing the morning plenaries, and then Unity Earth is organizing the evening plenaries. John Raymer, who is with Sign Network and Compassion Games, him and Summer Joy, his wife, they're organizing the co-creation circles, which are also happening at different times. The times are on that graphic. You're welcome to download it, just so you have everything at a glance. Actually, maybe I should just share it. I don't know.
They record the session so that if you miss things you want to do, you can go.
Yeah, the sessions will be recorded. Um, I don't know where the recordings will be, but it will be sort of publicized wherever the recordings are. That always happens, so it will be good because it's especially the evening ones are very late for us. Um, but the themes are just amazing. I'm just going to read from this graphic as soon as it opens. And then there will be other convergence rooms, which is basically like a Zoom room with a theme. And if you wanted to offer something, then you are welcome to. You could just reach out. If you don't know who to reach out to, just reach out to me, and I'll point you in the right direction. And then the right convergence room, Becky or John would be able to guide you to the right convergence room for whatever you want to offer. And there are all sorts of offerings. It's all about our evolution and moving forward as humanity and peace on earth. um, so that's about World Unity Week. I just want to see if this has opened yet. Okay. I am going to share it so that we can just share what the themes are. Um,
Just to check, Helena and Rosa, did you ever join the World Unity Week, or is it all new
I
for
haven't
you?
joined it yet, but I'm circling around, so it's about
Okay.
time, I suppose.
Okay.
Thank you for asking, Annelies.
It's okay.
I haven't checked, but I will. And in fact, I wanted to ask also if because we talked briefly about it a couple of weeks ago and about maybe helping out. And so I just wanted to know if anybody needed any help with the group. Otherwise, I will mention that in the form when I apply. I
well,
mean, apply, but there are different possibilities or different. You were going to say something, Hasina?
no, or it's all good. And I'll definitely say something about that, Rosa, because Kara and I had a conversation with John Raymer last night, about the co-creation circles. Hi, Kara. I just want to share this and then we'll go back to the main screen. Um, so, for instance, there's a co creation circle on Sunday, and some of them are at 1 p.m. EDT, which is our 7 p.m. CET. So it would be straight after the morning plenary. And the other days, like on Monday and Thursday and next week Saturday, where they'll be in the middle of the night to accommodate everyone else. So you can see there are different themes: unity beyond borders, unity in diversity and compassion. And the theme kind of um, it forms the basis of every day. So Monday is building bridges, global collaboration for peace and equity. uh, Tuesday, sustaining our planet. Wednesday, ethics and innovation. Thursday, inclusive futures, empowering diversity and social justice. That one, Kara and I and a few other people are involved in. Um, Friday, education revolution, unlocking potential for all. And then Saturday, unified evolution, harmonizing collective wisdom. Um, and it's, as you can see, this big purple graphic. It's all about unite humanity, restore Mother Earth, and we get to co-create this together. And the theme for the entire World Unity Week, which starts this Saturday, ends next Saturday, is Dancing the Dream. So, a wonderful theme. Um, And then, Rosa, I just want to sort of answer you. If you just, we can actually discuss now, since we do have some time, um, what you'd like to, bring to the table, if you'd like to help out, or if you'd like to offer something. And anyone who hasn't said and would like to be involved, then we can discuss this now. This is what the time, we have this time and we get to do it.
Just wondering, when did World Unity Week start?
2020, right, Kara?
This is the 5th one I saw. We'll be into week 5. That must have been 2019.
2019. It was in person, I think. 2019.
No,
No.
it started with COVID.
Oh, I know there was a caravan of unity or something. Oh, before that.
But that was all online mostly too, like events that were connected online.
Okay, cool. Sorry, Kara, would you like to check in, or do you want to?
I'm Kara. I'm here in France. I'm interested in the collaboration where we're trying to make transformative systems, like we're trying to change the way money works and the way governance works, so that we create a system where the behavior change just happens as a result of that infrastructure and agreements that we make and ways that we use money together. And so I'm part of a few groups who are trying to get all the pioneers and evolutionaries to come together more and co-create and go do find funding together to make sure all these tools and things that are really working and thriving. So I author of a strategy called Love Organized, where they like, what if we as a movement sort of acted like a bit of a multinational organization, or the sort of distributed holonic thing that we are the words we use there to be more us. But what if we were really coordinated? We're like an organization, and we and a little bit of a sort of distributed world governing body as well for ourselves. And we made money and we made our movement thrive so that we can have lots of influence um, and and then people and then demonstrate how that works better, and then people go, oh my gosh, we need to do that, and so then it starts to change the world that way. So that's my vision, and I'm sticking to it, and I'll be making several I'll be in the innovation stream there and in Earthstock as well in August. I want to try and continue that stream with those pioneers, I call them, the people who are really digging in and coding stuff and making systems and creating governance structure, that kind of thing. And I'm an artist. I like to do the graphic recording of all the ideas, how they're coming together, and what's the essence and the direction that we're heading in. So I'm a strategic facilitator of collaborative processes. So I want to step up into that role more, and now I'm really ready. So here we go.
I just want to offer, do you guys know that the European Sustainable Energy Week is just, today's the 3rd day, European Sustainable Energy Week. If you go, you can find it online. I sent it to Annalise yesterday. Everything is recorded and free. It's in Brussels, and there was some really interesting stuff that people were talking about, biofuels and all different people from all different groups coming together to talk about sustainable and saner futures, which was really nice. And I also just wanted to ask if you know about transition towns. That's all.
Really cool. I know, I must say, I want to look up more about transition towns.
Yeah, it's a really wonderful movement. Rob Hopkins is the founder, and I got to meet him at Fintorn one year it was Joanna Macy and Rob Hopkins, and we did the work, the Reconnect, and I bawled my eyes out the whole time. It was so amazing. And Transition Towns, I don't hear as much about it these days. It's sort of had its kind of day in the sun, but I think it's really valuable framework that we could keep working with in the local areas, and I think we need to support it better. So like it's volunteers and some people have some energy for it, then they kind of move on. But I think if we could get it more supported in the infrastructure from municipalities and that sort of thing, so that that community building energy is valued and funded and create the fabric of our communities. I think that's what we need. So and Rob Hawkins does have a new book out right now, so that gives it another a little go, a little bit of energy. Forget what it's called though.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to go into Rosa, what you were saying about World Unity Week. So if you could just would you like to? So Kara and I had a conversation with John Raymer yesterday about the co-creation circles, and he said, you know, you can go to oneworld.earth, just like Kala was saying, same website, and you can actually just look up World Unity Week 2024. There are these a list of tabs on the left hand side, and when you go there, you know, you'll find that there are co-creation circles, and you can choose which ones you want to go to, and you can just kind of you know, put your name down for that if you're part of One World. And if you're not, just go to oneworld.org and become part of it. Yeah, that's right. Annalise, look for it on the left side. And then you're able to decide what to go to. So there isn't really, there's a structure to it, and John and Becky will be providing that structure and helping with it, and whoever wants to be involved in the discussion can be involved in the discussion. And it's just an emergent thing, so we're not even we're not having a definite idea of what's going to come through. But there's also a form that you can fill in about the you know, they're framing questions for each of those 7 themes, and you can answer the framing question, and it just helps your response to be gathered. John is using ChatGPT to collate all the responses into what people want and allowing that to guide the discussion. So I will put that in the chat in a little while. But did you want to offer something in a convergence room? Because there are some. My partner Tom and I have decided not to do the convergence room this year. We're involved in the plenary together with Kara in the Thursday one. So, what is it that you?
I had considered having a convergence room, but I've moved away from that in the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
So from what you're describing, I think maybe the first thing for me to do would be to go back to the website and see what other co-creation circles there are, and maybe see if I can contribute to one of those, as in, I mean, when we talk about contribution, are we talking about a participant at this point in time, or are we looking, yes, okay. So then I'll just do that. And then the other point that I was wondering about, if and probably that's not the case anymore, but if anyone in our group is leading a room, and if they need help, because there was a mention of supporting, then I'd be happy to. And I'd be happy to discuss how I can do that depending on what is required. and whether I have the, you know, the skills, because techie wise, I'm not super skilled, but if there is anyone that needs help in the group, otherwise, what I'll do is that I'll go on the website, have a look at the different circles, see what's going on, and then maybe if the option to help out or support is still available, then I'll put myself down and see if help is required, and take it from there. I think.
Yeah.
I don't
Maybe
know,
say
but
that this year,
that's all right.
yeah, this year it's a little different because we used to have this enormous amount of around 40 convergence rooms. So we needed a lot of host and co-host, and everyone was a steward and welcomed presenters. So this is a little bit different this year because we have these plenaries, and then we have this this co-creating circles. And as you can see in this little, were you already there? That Tessina posted a little.
I did have a look at the seven
Yes.
the days and the different themes.
And then you see also that on the bottom there is a Zoom room ID, and you always can bluff your way in at the time and see what you emerge to. So and that does mean that you are a participant in the co-creating circles, and you do not have to do anything for that in advance, only if you are interested to see what the co-creating circles have as a topic or a question, and where we inquire in at the moment, but you're also guided into that, very much so. So it's very important that you be at ease and you feel where you're drawn to and know where to find the Zoom room. And if it's working for you, it would be lovely to make sure you are a member of oneworld.earth. Excuse me, not org. So you can easily do that, find your way there, and then, well, you will also receive some mails about what's coming to you in the coming week. But don't get overwhelmed, please, because it's really also a lot sometimes. Okay. Well, for me, it's sometimes a lot, let's say like that. And don't not project that on you. So
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot easier this year because it's just like there's one room and you just go there and then everyone's together and we'll just be talking and meeting and discussing. So I really like that aspect of it this year.
Yeah.
It's a bit similar to the conference in February, as everybody in the group, and then there were kind of rooms.
Yes. It's exactly
only this time to be kind of thematically organized, and so from the plenary, then everybody will choose where to go. Is that right? Kind of in terms of the structure.
Well, there's only one co-creation circle after the plenary, and you can just see the time to see if it's that day, if that day corresponds with the morning plenary or the evening plenary when the co-creation circle is. But it's exactly the same structure as the symposium, where you get to participate. There'll be breakout rooms. Kara has posted the co-creation circle guidelines, which is a handy thing to read through to see how it works. And then the form that I was talking about, I posted that as well, which to be filled in beforehand. You can focus on any questions there you want, and then you just come in and participate that way and be part of breakout rooms as well, which is nice because you get to meet people on a more intimate level, and then yeah, so the co-creation circles will all be 2 hours long, and the plenaries 2 hours long.
So it's actually taking place at the same time as the Ubiquity shot. We're on a pilgrimage
yes,
to the Sun Pyramid in Teotihuacan, Mexico. just south of Mexico City. So I'm going to try and participate. I'm thinking maybe in some convergence room, I can gather some of the people there and we can converge with you at the same time. I don't know what the timing is and how the system works, but it's also the Koji, the people from, I don't know which country they're actually from. It's one of the indigenous people of Central America, I believe. They had this, um, what do you call it, a prophecy, and they put it, it's on YouTube, you can listen to it. They found a woman who knew English very well, and she recites the prophecy of that the Koji received from the Divine Mother Spirit of Gaia, and it's really powerful and it's really awesome. So Jim Garrison, who is our Humanity Rising and Ubiquity champion and peace champion, whatever, he actually contacted the Koji. And so some of them are going to join us in the pilgrimage. So we will be converging with you in the great Earth summer solstice pilgrimage, though in a different frequency, parallel world.
Awesome.
Yes, it's really beautiful because the Chartres retreats normally is in France each year, and this year it is so special that we first had Palenque, that we now have New York coming up, and also that we have the Chartres retreat in Mexico. It's really amazing. It's a beautiful, strong thread in this parallel world, but bringing it also here as you. For me, that is one of the things you bring in, Kala, that you reach out also to this, what I call earthy world, and governments and institutions like the European Commission, and also bridging those. So we're not only bridging continents, but we're also bridging that. It's so amazing in this time to find our way there. And just to bring in just a little adjustment to the co-creating contributors form, as you find the link here, Hasina put that in. If you join one of the, I was yesterday in the hub, that's why I know, with John and Becky. If you intend to come to one, make sure you fill in this contribution form ahead of the session, because then we can work. It will be worked with, and that it's only the questions that you feel appeal to, but you do not have to answer all the questions. But if you come to the forum, please do that ahead of the session.
Yeah, it's like it's not a mandatory thing, but what Annalise says, is really, it's great to know that your voice is heard and it's been collated into everything and you've thought about it. So it just like adds to one being able to contribute a little deeper into the question. Yeah, I posted the Kogi prophecy. Someone actually sent it to me just the other day. So, yeah. Um, and yeah, so that's World Unity Week. Now, I know at one stage we discussed about having this weekly call during World Unity Week, but because the structure is so different, and um, you know, I know that there are a lot of people who are away. Um, it 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 almost doesn't feel like we that there would be a call to bring this in unless someone feels strongly about it. I don't know um, if anyone here does feel strongly that we should have it in one of the convergence rooms. Yeah. Okay.
We might check only in the app so that everyone knows, because there was formerly an ID to have this gathering we have as part of the World Unity Week, so that people could enter also our bridging continents, but so that everyone knows there's no one. It seems good, yeah.
Okay. And I just want to ask Helena, I know we haven't heard your voice so much today. Is there something that you'd like to share, or comments, questions, anything?
Well, thank you very much for all the information. And also, I was asking myself about this Koji prophecy, so I'm very happy I got it this way without asking out loud. Yeah, I have to feel my way into the whole thing, and thank you for giving the information that will make it a lot easier. My work personally I'm working for a foundation at a company in Germany, and it's around food. So it's more the inner way of eating and perceiving. It's quite personal how we perceive food. And I give workshops for that, and I also give it in other countries. And it's so I have to see how it matches, but I feel food is something which has a cultural background. It's something we do every day, and oftentimes people have a difficult relation to it, or it's compensation of emotional imbalance and stuff like that. But through my own story, I notice when we share food, and even online, that it leads to a big change, and it's also something where people can connect. And right at the moment, I do it with a little group from basically mainly Romania, and we are tasting salt. And this made me notice, oh, you have salt all over the world. And if you taste something together and you exchange it in a frame like here, or yeah, something very deeply connecting is happening, and you take that into your daily life. So this food can also change consciousness, not just in a political way. Of course, that's part of a story, how we treat Earth, but in a very sensitive way. And that's what my work is about. And I'm really, really interested. So for me, I think I would take a look. I would love to listen and see what emerges. Yeah, so far for now, for this moment.
It's so interesting when you say you're tasting salt. I was just in the museum here in Amsterdam, and they had these gorgeous crystal diamond etched salt containers. And it said salt used to be such like a luxury of the well-to-do, that it was placed in something very special. And to think of the history of salt in India, for the whole, what an amazing thought, just salt in the world. It's incredible.
That's a beautiful story. Because I wasn't so aware. I thought, okay, salt was a bit pragmatic, because we can all get it. When I do something with organic carrots or stuff, it's always difficult. How do you get it in America? You can't send it to Australia and stuff like that. And then I thought, the colleagues said salt. And then I noticed there is such a mystery to it. As you said, it's cultural, it's biological. Everybody needs it. It's in all our foods. It's all over the world. It's in the seas. And it has a memory of millions of years. And that's why I'm really this is something where I feel the future calling in, because I mentioned the whales at the beginning, who also have a consciousness which is millions of years old. And they swim in the sea of where there's salt around them. And you've got salt in the mountains as well. And so I think it might be a possibility to start to remember. And of course, this is remembering humanity and a way of remembering deep inside who we are and what we can create, I think.
And salt, every single cell of our body and every living thing, the membrane, the balance of the salt, it transfers the fluids and the electrolytes.
It's beautiful. I think you've inspired me because I share your what should I say, your love and your, you know, what you just shared about food. And for me, it's you know, the whole healing and the forming a relationship, and you know, also being able to bless your water and changing the whole crystal structure of it. All these kinds of things, and really allowing the food to nourish your body and the whole mind body spirit relationship. um, but you've inspired me, and it's almost like I have this feeling that I want to taste salt all over the world.
Maybe you just need one little piece, because which is so interesting is that Kala and I are probably going to see an exhibition today of a Dutch artist, Anton Heijboer, who I'm very connected to as a person. And he lived with 5 women and tons of salt, because he had this salt coming in huge particles, which was millions of years old. And it was his treasure. So I got little pieces of that. And you just touched on my consciousness on that, because I gave little pieces of that to friends of mine. Now I've just a little bit left, but it's very funny that it's in this way that so much is coming is opening up to us, this consciousness of soul, which as the Kogi are the first, the eldest children of Mother Earth, know and hold this consciousness, if we can connect to this soul. So I really thank you for that. I feel I have to talk to the soul today. I do not know what it will reveal, but well, Kala, maybe we can work that out together. But it's it's amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank
Very
you for sharing. Thank you for sharing all this. Can you write the artist's name in the chat, maybe? Yeah, because it's such a powerful, peaceful way of initiating something, which is already starting here.
Nobody knew, and he had grains and he had salt. These were, he said, well, if we want to survive as a human, we only need grains and salt.
That's right.
And wasn't the big wasn't it the salt walk that Gandhi organized as the peaceful action that really shifted the tide for India?
Yeah.
Wanted the freedom to get their own salt, right?
And apparently the women actually inspired it. Someone was telling me this, you know, it was women who inspired it. It's known as the movement, and you know, Gandhi did this, which he did, but it was the women who rose up. um, and it would be interesting to dive deeper into that relationship, you know, about the salt. And yeah.
Yeah, if I may just also add, some of you know, but some of you don't know that I'm from Algeria, North Africa. And in Algerian, there is, I wouldn't say maybe it is a bit of a saying, but it's part of the language and the culture. that sharing salt creates a bond. And if somebody betrays you, usually you would say, but you know, I've shared salt with this person. And so when you were discussing about the salt, I just remembered that sentence that people say, but you know, salt sharing is something very important that creates a bond. And it's and of course it's the sharing of the food, which is incredibly important. And in many societies, when you know you have guests, the sharing of the food is something that is not just cultural, but it's something that just that kind of almost the most basic thing that one can do is just share food with somebody that passes through, or a traveler, whomever. But yeah, I just wanted to share that the sharing of the soul being yeah, very important in consciousness.
And that evokes for me, like when I share my tears with you, I'm sharing salt and we're binding. And when we're making love, we're getting all salty together. We tasted each other's salt. And so how, and when we're bleeding for each other, it's the kind of salty blood. So the sort of how much salt plus water is life. Just brings that up. Evokes a lot of imagery and feelings for me.
In ancient China, the greeting, because there was so much famine, the first thing that people say to each other, they used to say to each other, sometimes in the culture they still say it, is the first greeting is, hello, have you eaten? It's just the way they greet each other. Have you eaten?
And if not, may I contribute you something kind of thing.
Oh. Rosa, what you said about salt, there's a book and it has a completely white cover and it's filled with little poetry. Actually, my partner introduced it to me because he bought the book and we started discussing it. And I run a community, Truth Walkers Tribe, based on the teachings of my book. And we were at one stage just reading a little bit of the poetry from this book called Salt. And the name of the author escapes me, but what you said about, you know, sharing salt, that I now kind of understand all these deep, and the poetry is, it's almost like dripping these little words into consciousness and just absorbing and so on, and it's just little snippets on each page. So I'm going to revisit that with what you just said in mind, because it's so, you could interpret it any way you wanted to, you know, but it might be something around that. Well, I know we're getting to the end now, so um, Kara, is there something that you want to share about World Unity Week that hasn't been shared yet, or are we good on that front? If you muted.
Um, I don't think there's a one easy, clear spot to say, like, here's the schedule. I think it may arrive soon at worldunityweek.org. It's been up previous years, and often it's at a bit the last minute.
Yeah, I put that graphic up, Kara, for
Yeah.
now, just so.
Oh, I can't share my screen, but
Oh, sorry.
yeah,
Let me give
I
you
guess
sharing
I guess it's not
superpowers.
much.
Okay, there we go.
Or actually, anyways, like, what's the best way to get in? Is the best way to get in to go to One World and then find like join now, like this room is live? Is that exist in events kind of thing? Like, I think that'd be good to just all be really clear together. Like, how do we join? When, like, what time do we start and when do we join?
Well, I know on that graphic there is the Zoom room, the Unity
Yeah,
Earth Zoom room on there, and the
yeah.
times are on there, but I just put the plenary times down as
Mhm,
well. So I think it will just give
mhm.
us that's the best we have at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's good to all of us like make sure that we join one world. I think, are we all in it now, or does anyone need an invite link or need some help getting joined? Like Helena, have you managed to get in there? Okay, good. So down here on this side, room 1 is a thing, so you can always find it there and just say go to room 1 and join now, and it says it's live right now, so they might be having a meeting there or something, but so that's one way to always be able to find it. And then once you have the, whoops, and then once you have the link, you can always use that same link in your internet browser to get there. Are we clear of are the co-creation circles in room 1 or a different room or a different room each time?
I think they're in room 1 because on that graphic, that John created,
It
he
has
didn't
room
have
1
the
on it.
plenaries, but he had the same Unity Earth room, so it must be for the co-creation circles.
Okay, and I see they don't have all the events up here in room 1. I'm hoping that maybe they'll do that. Maybe they'll need some help doing that, like getting the events up, or maybe if they're just checking it, no, it's simple, just go to room 1, we don't need all the events up. I think, yeah, let's just keep it simple, right? And then, yeah, and so what time does it start? What's the first like opening ceremony? Are we clear on that? Saturday at 9 a.m.
Saturday, I don't
Eastern?
actually know.
Okay, let's go to the Trello board.
Yeah.
Not everyone has this Trello board. Choose room 1.
Yeah.
One home journey, I'm not sure. Opening ceremony, 6 p.m. Oh, 6 p.m. EDT till 8 p.m. EDT. So that's in the middle of the night for us.
Is that on Saturday or on the 15th or the 16th?
The fifth
It's
Saturday, the June 15th, at 6 p.m. So at midnight, if we want to be late goers. Midnight in our time. And then the first plenary in June, Sunday on the 16th, we'll be there with Jude Curvan and Anne Marie and some of our friends there. So that'd be nice. I think we'll talk a little bit about the hollow movement there as well, and how we're all like being a movement of movements and diversity and that kind of thing. And then the building bridges is the later one. So Chief Phil Lane and Patricia Ann Davis and David Gershon are hosting that one. So he's having that peace game that's going around the world. That's pretty amazing. And Chief Phil is having this big vision for how all the Indigenous people leadership can help this global transformation. And I think what's beautiful about these co-creation circles, I'm not sure if you said it before, but that Patricia Ann Davis is using the ceremonial, Indigenous ceremonial process of transformation to lead us through. So we're emptying out all our grief and then reframing the way we're approaching things to be really positive and creative. So I think that's really beautiful that it's being held in that energy and with that Indigenous wisdom leadership in the process, which I think is really that's where the shift we want to get to, from just having some prayers and then the process to having like a spiritual wise process that we're going through. So I'm loving this development. And I was just thinking for the food kind of things, that would be good on this Tuesday, the sustaining our planet. So we'll be talking about little living cities Earth, and it's hosted by Tamsin Woolley Barker, who does that teaming, how to use the intelligence of how animals collaborate and apply that to humans. And this Harry Uvegi, he's thinking big about how branding and business can help fund our movement as well by having like little tips to the earth from all our transactions, or helping marketing people like market our movement better and that sort of thing. And then Patricia's holding all of them, which is really such a gift. And then in ethics and innovation, we talk about AI and also currencies, new currencies and that sort of thing. And then in the Thursday is inclusive futures, social justice. Oh, it's not opening. Okay, that's okay. And then Friday is about education. So how to around the world changing education. And then the last day on Sunday is about bringing it all together. What are we being together, building together, Saturday, June 22nd. So that's, and then the evening plenaries, there'll be some posters. I'm sure they'll put these up on One World when you go to room 1 or something. I'm sure they'll be arriving there soon. Summer song circles, if you want to do some singing. It's a late video as well. Anyways, yeah, so we're just getting the early plenaries set up now. So the Sunday will be Jude Caravan and Julie Kroll and the Hollow Movement people. Monday will be the Deep and Rapid Transformation. So some of the leaders in the field have been having more dialogues about, okay, how do we really make deep and rapid transformation? So they'll be sharing what they're learning about that and going to present at the UN conference soon. And so they'll be sharing that perspective. And on Wednesday, we'll be Living Cities Earth. It's really a live network that's all around the world, helping cities be that transformation ground for the stuff we want. And then Thursday is going to be Healing for Rising. So it's the group that's come out of this circle. We'll be sharing all our what we've been learning through our processes of making safe spaces for darkness, and our process of amplifying each other's light, and our process of the truth walker. So we'll be sharing some of that spiritual healing work we've been doing with it for the field. So that one, you're warmly welcome to join us. And these are all from 1 till 11 EDT, which is 7 p.m. Amsterdam or Paris time. And then on Friday, it will likely be Danalia sharing the stories of an event between Palestinian and Israeli people, where they use nature listening processes to really come to a beautiful place among people. So we're all on the side of peace. And then Saturday, don't go plenaries on Saturday. That one's emerging still. And Friday, something else might emerge on Friday if they can't get the right people gathered. Some of the core people couldn't make it for this discussion on that time. So there's some openings of something. If you know there's some plenary that would really be amazing in this unified evolution, pulling it all together kind of area. That's what we have so far.
Yep. Yeah, so if you just remember, plenaries at our 5 p.m. to 7, and then the co-creation circle are 7 to 9. So that's basically the morning EDT.
Yeah, 5, not 7. Sorry. p.m. 5 p.m. funny time for us. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we can, before we check out, Helena, I don't know if you're part of our Bridging Continents weekly call WhatsApp group. If you'd like to be, just put your number in the chat. Thanks for the reminder, Annalise. Yeah, if you'd, then I'll just add you to the group. And I think we can all just check out with one word that comes to us in this moment.
Rosa has one more question.
I'm sorry, Rosa.
Right. I should have raised my virtual hand. I think it would have been more obvious.
Go ahead.
just following up from what you've all been talking about, the Healing for Rising, the New Moon events. I actually missed last week's because I saw it too late. And so I was just wondering whether I missed it. I missed the email, whether you sent an email like in advance to remind previous attendees that it's coming up.
We
And
usually do, but we just got a little behind on this
that's
one.
what
Yeah.
happened. Because I saw it afterwards and I was just like, oh. But okay, that's great. And I'll be there next.
But we also I put in the email like, save this date for the next one, so it's in your calendar, you know. You can also, you can also pre-register for any of them. You can also pre-register before we send you the email. Like if you go from the last email you have about the one you missed, you can say register, and then you can find that you can register for the next one already if you want. If you know you want to get it on your calendar, or otherwise just put it in your own calendar.
Okay. Okay, the only way is for me to go back to the email to then find it, because, or can I find it on the website?
Yeah, right on the website as well. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you pretend you're read. Well, actually, I'll have to check that because it might say it's over, so it might not let you click in. But anyways, yeah, we'll get the email out a bit sooner next time anyway.
No worries, no worries. I just wanted to double check. As long as this is just that it was a one of them, no problem at all. I'll make sure, so I'll put them in my diary.
Yeah, great.
I really enjoyed the one from last month, so I was looking forward to it.
It was really nice as well. Obviously, they're always such awesome energy.
6 new moons coming up. So, and if you want to bring your wisdom to one of them, please feel invited to overthink.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh yeah, I see it here. Hold on, I can share briefly. So so we're on thehagecenter.org and events, and I went to register. The registration is closed, but the other events. So then you can, oh, never mind. No, never mind, that didn't work. Wait for the email, register when it comes. Okay, sorry.
Helena, I've tried to add you to the group, but you know, sometimes people have settings on so they can't be added. So what I did was I sent the link of the Bridging Continents group to you, so you should have it on your WhatsApp. All right. One word checkout for everyone.
My heart space is filled. It's full of our conversation. Thank you so much.
Expansive joy.
Restoring the mother.
I'm feeling salty.
I was going to say the word that came to mind is excitement. I'm really looking forward to this week's events and participating and sharing and being there with everybody else and co-creating. So excitement.
And I have beauty, love, and new perspective. Thank you. And Elise, did you go?
Yes, I went with restoring the mother and adding this structured water frequency. We're going to visit a lot of water, and we'll see that today. So, and this will structure it. So we will be also purifying the Netherlands.
Nice.
See you
Thanks,
later.
everyone.
See you.